Good morning, everybody. This is Stephen Pugh of the Home Bible College. We're going to be doing a lecture today, lecture number 24. This is for the first year students of the Home Bible College. And the proposition today is a very simple thing. It is that the Christian is devoted to his family, especially his wife and children. Now, he puts them first, and he provides for them a safe and secure home, and he cares and cherishes his wife and gives encouragement and guidance to his children. That's a truism. This is something that's true. This is something that Christian men do, Christian fathers do. The first thing you'll notice I said is that the Christian puts his family first. There are many things in life that call upon the attention of a Christian man, and the most important thing is that he understands that the family come first. He understands that his wife comes first, and he understands his children come second, and then extended family come after that. You know, very often Christian men become involved in business and they become involved in the work of the Lord, and to a casual observer it becomes apparent that the wife seems to get the rough end of the deal. And so what really needs to be said, and it needs to be said, is that the man must always put his wife first. Now, that doesn't mean to say that there may not be ever times in which they would be apart, or that he doesn't have things that do occupy his attention and mind, but his wife comes first. Many a Christian man has discovered that as the marriage goes on, so his wife seems to be in the shadows, and that doesn't have to be the case. He needs to put his wife first. He needs to care for her. He needs to provide for her a safe and secure home. He needs to care for her, and he needs to cherish her. You know, there's no substitute for the intimacy of the Christian home. So he will love her and he will honour her. Now, that little word honour there, we tend to think it means to be respectful, but it means more than that. It means, in the scripture, it means to provide the finance necessary for the ongoing life of the family relationships. And so husbands, they are to love their wives in the same way that Christ loved the church and gave himself for the church. That means that we're to provide, we're to comfort, and we are to, if necessary, lay down our lives for the sake of our loved ones. And of course, it goes without saying that the Christian man will cleave only to her. That's part of his marriage vows, generally speaking. He will cleave only to her. He will only be attached or glued to her. And so that's a very important feature, a very, very important thing. He has eyes only for his wife. And that means, of course, that the normal comfort that is derived in a intimate relationship is something that is to be maintained. And that's very, very important. He's to give her the support that she needs in the management of the home. He is to give her support in the management of the family, especially when the children are young. And he is to give all his worldly goods, is what he promised when he was married. All my worldly goods I thee endow. That's the point. But the Christian man is not just a husband. He's also a father, and he is to love and to train and to be an example in faithfulness and godliness to his children. Now, we know that not all family, father and children relationships go well, but he is to do his best before the Lord. He is to love them, first of all. He is to teach them the things of this world, and he's to be an example to them that they can look up to. My dear friend Harold St. John was very much like this. And once a month he would take his daughters out for a meal in which they would have special time with him. But he trained them and taught them the values of self-respect and the values of culture, so that when they did eventually marry young men, they always had an example in their father. They had an idea as to what a Christian gentleman ought to be. The scripture is very clear also that children are to obey their parents, but there's a very strong caution given to husbands, to fathers. It says, fathers, do not be hard on your children. Do not be unyielding. Do not be bitter against your wife or against your children. When they're young, you're to discipline them. When they're older, you are to disciple them. And you're to give them the time, and you're to give them the opportunity to grow and be themselves, and you're to listen to them. Sometimes, young people, they don't need advice. Sometimes they don't need to have somebody telling them how to do everything. Sometimes all they're needing is somebody that is approachable and somebody that will listen. And that's what a good father ought to be. That's what a Christian man ought to be. So let's just review that initial statement. The Christian is devoted to his family, and especially his wife and children. He puts them first and provides for them a safe and secure home, and he cares and cherisheth his wife and gives encouragement and guidance to his children. Well, there we are. I hope that's of some help to you in your Christian life, giving you a little guidance along the way. Well, God bless you. I look forward to speaking to you next time. Have a great day. Bye for now.